Welcome to the Transform Sales Podcast, where forward-thinking business leaders come to share their experiences and ideas, learn from each other, and amplify their results together.
All right. Seems like we are live. Kristen, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing great as well. For everyone listening in, I am speaking right now with Kristen, Head of Operation at Upcision. Kristen, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into the sales industry.
Yeah, so I joined Upcision about 4.5 years ago. When I came in, it was still very much in its infancy. Flash forward now to 4.5 years later, and we are servicing some of the bigger Fortune 500 companies, as well as some of the smaller mom and pops. So we are just growing strong.
All right, wonderful. Now, you mentioned mom and pop shops as well as Fortune 500 companies. So how about we talk about a little bit of who are the best fit customers for Upcision services?
Absolutely. So on the far end with the Fortune 500 companies, businesses that are looking to have a team essentially find these leads for them, pre-verify them, ensure that these leads are actually looking for the service they are interested in. And then we send that lead to you and your team can dive in and get these leads converted over to sales. For the smaller mom and pop companies, it really comes in handy because now you don't have to spend your time trying to find business. We do that for you, and then you can just jump on a quick call with the lead we already talked to and convert that into a sale just like that.
Okay, so from what you're telling me, it's typically lead generation, right? Hey, speak with contacts where you know that the email's not going to bounce or the phone is going to ring and someone's going to pick up eventually. But you did mention both ends of the spectrum, right? The Fortune 500s as well as the smaller SMBs. Who would you say you typically work with and would be your best customers if you had to pick one end of those spectrums?
So I wouldn't say the size would be a determining factor in which would be better.
Mhm.
It's more about the motivation of the company. So when you have a business that is looking to generate these leads or looking to get these new clients, the biggest thing that you run into is the ability to get on these phones. A
Mhm.
business that's going to be best matched for us is someone who is ready for that lead when it comes in. So whether you're small or large, as long as you are there and saying, yes, as soon as that lead's ready, I'm going to get on the phone with them, you're going to have wild success with these leads.
All right. Now, speaking about success, let's say that rather than a size of a company, how about an industry? Is there a specific service listing? Let's say now that we're talking about the lead generation service, is there any industry that can benefit the most or where you have seen previously in the past more success in generating leads for?
Yeah, absolutely. So we definitely see a lot of leads coming in for telecom companies, so VoIP, things of that nature. These are businesses looking for a VoIP system or service or something in
Mhm.
the telecom field. So our client in this realm is someone who's offering these services. So once we get on the phone with the lead, we're asking them how many seats, how many phones, things like that. And at that point, based on what the client has told us, we're going to send that lead off to them so they can get on the phone. The biggest success we have seen in that is we have companies that have been with us for the entire time I've been here, and have generated thousands upon thousands of dollars in revenue from these leads. The best part about the service that we offer is we are strictly, what's the word I'm looking for here? We are performance based. We don't
Okay.
have upfront costs, anything like that. You sign up with us, tell us the leads you want, we send them to you. If for some reason that is not a viable lead, we're not billing you for it. So you're only paying for real leads, and you're only paying for them on a monthly basis, not moment to moment. So that really gives you the opportunity to get in here, assess these leads, determine whether or not it is a good match for your company, based on the data we've gone over with you. And if they're not, you're not paying for it.
Okay, wonderful. So these leads are great for telecommunication industry. If you sell VoIP, you can definitely get some target prospects here.
Absolutely.
And how about uh, any region, any language, any limitation? Is this leads only if you want to target the US as a market or global? Help me understand a little bit better, please.
Yeah, absolutely. So our primary focus is US based.
Mhm.
That being said, we do have leads in Canada. So it is not strictly to the US, though that is our primary.
Okay, perfect. And I would imagine any size of targets, any decision makers that may be looking to get VoIP services, unified communication systems, etc. Correct?
Absolutely. So when we are verifying these leads, one of the things we're verifying is this is a decision maker. You're not going to get a receptionist in one of these leads who kind of sort of thinks that they might be interested. These are absolute decision makers that we're getting on the phone with.
Okay, wonderful. You also mentioned that this is a performance-based service, meaning that they get the leads, they can test them. If they match their qualification criteria, they pay for them. If they don't, or if the lead doesn't work, they don't. Help me understand a little bit of the results that maybe a previous customer has received before working with you for these lead generation service in VoIP versus after. What was the impact that you guys were able to make with your services?
Yeah, so one of the great things about what we do is, once we hand off these leads to you, these are your leads. They are not shared
Mhm.
with anyone else. No one else within our client base is going to ever see that lead. Because of that, we also really honor the client's privacy. So if a client wants to share their results with us, they can. They can choose not to. In this particular instance, we have a client that's been with us for about 4 years. When they came in with us, they started with a relatively small budget. They were purchasing about $3,000 worth of leads a month.
Okay.
By the end of the first year with us, they had increased their monthly budget to $30,000 because they were converting about 25% of the leads that we sent them. And of the leads that didn't convert, it wasn't that they weren't good leads, it was that the lead wasn't ready to pay that price point that the client was offering. So anybody else that comes in, they're able to see those types of results almost instantly as long as you're ready to jump on those phones with these leads.
Okay, wonderful. Now you did mention 25% conversion. That's a pretty high conversion. You mean conversion to a closed deal?
Yes, conversion to a closed deal. So these are leads that actually signed on for their service.
Okay, perfect. Now, when we talk about leads, what stage are those leads in? Are these cold leads? Have they been exposed to content, what we typically consider marketing qualified leads? Or are these leads that you have some sort of outbounded, warmed up, and they said, hey, I'm ready to talk to sales, which is what we typically consider a sales qualified lead? What would be the stage for those leads?
Yeah, so these are definitely sales qualified leads. These are leads that have indicated they are looking for this service actively, and are ready to make a purchase with the right fit.
Okay, wonderful. Um, what type of reports could someone looking for this lead generation service expect? Do you create a dashboard? What type of meetings? What type of visibility and KPIs do you provide?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a client portal. Each new client that comes in, they get access to this client portal where they can go in and look at all the leads we sent them, any credit requests they have sent in. They're able to pull reports from inside this client portal to see the leads that they have converted on their end, and also any that they have requested returns on. So they always have access to all KPIs and data within that client portal.
Okay, perfect. Do they get any, how is the communication back and forth? Do they get any dedicated point of contact or any recurring meeting where they can get feedback or provide insights as to how to better target those leads?
Absolutely. So all of our clients have an account manager assigned to them. So this is typically going to be the person who brought them into the company so from start to finish, that first phone call with Upcision, that is the person that's going to guide you through the sign up process, sending up the service agreement. And then once you're signed up, they are your go-to person for all questions related to leads, billing. If you're noticing a trend in the leads that we're sending you and you want to tweak the type of leads you're accepting from us to see if you can't increase those ROIs, then that
Mhm.
account dedicated person is the one that you're going to speak to.
Okay, perfect. There's a point of contact always throughout the not only onboarding but also post
Yeah,
delivery of the service.
absolutely.
Excellent. I have one last question for you, Kristen, which would be: let's say that there's somebody listening to this considering lead generation from Upcision. What would be some tips that you can give them so they can achieve the results they want fast working with your leads?
Absolutely. So I would say the biggest thing for any lead is that speed to lead. We spoke with them. We've already gotten them on the phone, confirmed their interest, done all of
Mhm.
that, and they have been told that your company is going to be reaching out to them. So they're already primed for you. The most important thing is once you get that lead from us, you immediately get on the phone and start trying to contact them. These are business owners or higher management. So they are busy day to day. They're not just sitting around, with nothing else to do. So if you don't make contact on that first phone call, by all means, make another phone call, send an email. Make sure you keep that line of communication open. The more you can put in the effort to reach them, the more likely you are to convert this lead. Because if you're able to get that lead on the phone, there's a pretty good chance you're going to be able to convert them. It's really just about getting them on the phone.
You got to strike when the iron's hot.
Exactly.
Okay, perfect. Any other tip that you would share for someone to achieve results quickly, aside from, hey, be very engaged, be willing to follow up quickly? Anything else you would add?
I would say stay in constant contact with your point of contact here at Upcision. We are always here waiting to get the feedback from the client to see where we can not only better ourselves as a whole, but your account specifically. We're obviously, if your ROI is up, that benefits both of us. We're always willing to work with our clients to move the needle in the right direction. So just stay in contact with us as well.
Awesome, Kristen. All right, there you have it, team. Should you want to use Upcision lead generation services, you can find them in the CloudTask marketplace. Kristen, anything else you would like to leave the audience before we go?
No, I'm good.
Awesome, Kristen. Have a wonderful day. And there you have it, team. Look for Upcision in the CloudTask marketplace.